Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, my name is Alexis Jayda and welcome. Today's notification shout out goes to, hey, it's Bree. You have commented over 57 times. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very, very much. Today's notification shout outs for super thanks goes to Emirates Mommy, Giselle, and Karen. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you. I appreciate you. If you guys want to be part of the notification squad, all you have to do is just like the video, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and your comment can possibly be the next notification shout out. All right, y'all, we hit 7K. That is crazy. We hit 5K one day and I was like, oh, that's crazy. So to get the second part out quicker, as soon as we get to 7K, I'll be posting the new video. Super easy. All you have to do when you click the video, hit like, leave a comment if you want, which I hope you do. And that's all. The faster we get to 7K, the faster the cheese man comes out. You know what I'm saying? Sit back, relax. Let me know what you guys are doing. If you guys are cooking, if you guys are cleaning, if you guys are working out, if you guys are working, if you guys are cleaning, I would love to know all of it down below. All right, loves, let me know how your guys' summer is going so far. Lately it's been a little bit hectic. Okay, these babies have me on my toes. All right, how the hell, quick question, if you have doggies, how do you get your dog to stop digging? Luna is my puppy. Well, she's not a puppy no more, but she's a puppy to me. Keeps digging. I was walking, I don't look down when I walk. It's something my husband is always telling me, like, why don't you ever look down? I don't know, sir. Anyways, I fell in a hole, hurt my ankle. Angelica had just hurt her ankle not that long ago as well, and I was like, dang, that's so crazy. Yo también. And it hurts, y'all. I'm like limping. I'm like pissed off. Anyway, how do you get your dog to stop digging? Okay, I'm just like, oh, the kids go out there, we cover them, she does it again, we do it again. It's like a never-ending like battle that we have going on. So if you have any tips or tricks, I would greatly appreciate that, because my ankle, y'all, hurts. Like, she doesn't even dig like a cute little oopsie. No, she was digging for gold, you know what I mean? And it hurt. My ankle did the whole like in there. Ugh. All right, loves, so let's begin. All right, we left off me throwing out the trash because Mr. Peach went out and did who knows what, throw out the trash, and as I'm out there, I hear some little giggling. I look and it's Sam and Cherries. And what did I say when I said, when I see you, when I see you? And back in the day, that's something that you really had to stick to. When you said something, you meant it, because then people always try to play in your face and be like, oh, she's just full of air, she ain't gonna do So, and también now, when you say something, you better stand 10 toes on it unless you're gonna catch a case, you know, then okay. But anyways, so I probably was like everything in my mind was probably happening super slow, but it felt like no, this is it. She said, and I'm just like replaying everything back in my brain like super fast. When I say fast, I mean like super duper fast. I'm charging up because I didn't forget how she was so quick to say this, so quick to say that with her little comments, thinking she's slick and she's cute. I don't give a damn. I don't care what her excuse is, or oh, I was just joking, ha 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 ha. No, are you a payasa? Okay, no, right? Okay, so we're gonna fight. I'm trying to like see what's a good way I could do my eyeshadow, because I really hate the angle. As soon as I like threw the garbage in the garbage, all I remember is Cherries is right here, Sam is right here, okay, and it's late at night, okay? They're walking and they're just like laughing. I just have a thing for, if we are going to fight, I'm gonna hit you in your face. I'm gonna hit you in your face, and I'm not one to like hit in the stomach the first hit, or like the head. No, like I want to hit you right square in your, like right there. I don't know why. So I threw it. As soon as I threw it, just like speed walking to her, okay, and just square in the face. I got such an adrenaline rush from that. I was like so proud of it, like just seeing her go like that. And then it sounds like, Alexis, like super like freaked out. It was like a horror movie. And I was like, yeah, what'd you say? What'd you say? I was super hyped. So like I went for her again. And all I remember is just like getting on top of her. And we are in like this like weird rolling motion. She's like pulling my hair. I just remember telling myself to like shut up, because you never want to talk when you're in a fight, because you are gonna your tongue, okay? And then it's gonna be nasty. Been there, done that, and it was not cute because like homegirl thought she was, oh, I made her bleed. Yeah, because I bit my tongue, bitch, not because you were like doing something, okay? If anything, I beat my own ass, okay? You can't take credit for that. That was my stupid fault, okay? Me and her just okay, down the driveway. I am trying so hard to like hold her hair, like run my hand through her hair and just like so, like I was so infuriated, okay? I felt like it took such a long time where I low-key was like looking around like someone come break this up, okay? I'm getting tired. I am getting tired. She's kicking me and she's like trying so hard to like get me off of her. So she's like kicking me in my chest, kicking me in my stomach, and it hurt, okay? I was so that I was just not really thinking about like, okay, this is going to hurt later. But I was kind of low-key like, what the, like, why is no one breaking this up? Okay, and I was thinking like as we were like fighting like mid-air, like moving with her, I was like, where the hell is Sam's mom? Like, what is she doing? What is she doing? So she gets on top of me. I do the same trick that she did. I put my foot up by her chest. So I was literally like holding her, you know how like when you grab babies and you're like, woo, in there. I literally was doing that and she was like trying to punch down at me, and I smiled because I'm a psycho, and I guess that pisses her off, and she says, what are you smiling for, huh? You Mexican? And I'm like laughing because I'm like, you stupid ass, so are you. She is just like, no, like she is, I don't know, in denial or something. She's saying that. I start laughing because I'm thinking it's funny. Like I am like, this is hilarious to me, so hilarious to me. I don't know why. Ask me why. I don't know. We eventually go more down the road, and this whole time I'm like, where the is Sam? Where is everybody else? Like, what the hell? So now she's under me and I am just like trying to mush in her face into the gravel. Like I'm literally like mushing her face. And so since I have a good like on top of her mushing her face, I'm like telling her like, what did you say about me, my stepdad? What did you say? And she's screaming for me to get it off, and she screams, help, help, like that. And I'm like, so I panic and I put like my hand over her mouth. I'm like, so she hits me like right here. It instantly feels like it's like it's ringing. She's on top of me and she's laughing. Okay, now she's trying to do the same thing I was doing, like shoving my face in the gravel, and I'm just looking at her again. We're just rolling, start hitting each other. I just feel the force Hulk, okay, grabbing my pelo, like literally just snatches me, okay? And I'm just like, okay, just snatch like that mid-air. When I go like this, because I don't even think it could be Sam's mom, it could be Peach, it could be Baltimore, I don't even think. I go like that, boom, right in the chin, it hits Baltimore. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? So she's pissed off and she's like trying to like hold me, and like, okay, she wasn't that strong, but like she got me off, okay? But I'm like still like this because it's like adrenaline, right? So I'm like this. Cherries comes right at me, okay? Tackles me and Baltimore, like literally tackled the both of us like a fucking linebacker, okay? So now she has me, Baltimore on the floor, and I'm like pushing Baltimore, and I'm trying to go back to Cherries, and I am like trying to like, I don't know how to describe it, like run up, but I'm using my fingers, my nails. I've always liked my nails long, all that. One of them just like you can just hear like just the scraping of my nails on the gravel, and I'm just like going for her, just like I wanted her now. Like I'm just like, okay, you got a cheap shot on me, So now she's like running, she's like running, trying to go behind the car. I'm jumping on the car. She is running around. She jumps on the car. We're just jumping all over Baltimore's car, and it is a mess. Sam's mom finally comes up. I don't know where. She just like bloop, bloop, popped out of nowhere, and she screams for Cherries to stop. Like at the top of her lungs, she is pissed. Stop! Like she was shaking and everything. I didn't care. I did not care. I was like, that's not my mama. So we continued. It literally felt like we were getting our energy back by running around the car, jumping on the car, getting energy. Baltimore, yet again, snatches me, and this bitch doesn't just snatch me, like hold me back, hold me back. No, she snatches my hair again. And I turn around at her and I get into like the whole stance mode. She's like, oh, like, ¿te crees? ¿Estás chingona or qué? Like, oh, if I'm a hard ass, well, like, what's up? And I was like, no, come on. So we're like literally like going around each other. Cherries is in the corner going like that. And Baltimore's like, no, I'm not gonna hit you. Like, you need to calm down. And I'm like, no, you keep grabbing my hair. You put your hands on me twice. And she's like, yeah, you got me back. You hit me in my chin. Look at my chin. Because I guess like she said, like I split it, but no, like, bitch, I did not do that. If anything, that's your own fault. So she's telling me if I want, go ahead, hit her, but she's not gonna put her hands on me. And I'm just like looking at her, because I'm like, I want to run for Cherries again, but I don't want her to grab me. So I'm just like, keep your hands off of me. No me toques. Don't touch me. She's like, no, you need to stop. You need to relax. You can't be acting like a fucking animal, acting like this, blah, blah, blah. And as she's screaming, this part pisses me off. As she's screaming, I just feel boom, like that, okay? Just hard. Where even Baltimore's like, whoo, like that, like, woo, like, ooh, Sharquisha, like, oh my gosh, it was ugly. Where like, I'm not gonna lie, I felt kind of dazed. I was like, where am I? What am I doing? What's going on right now? What is life? Like, that's what I was thinking, okay? All those emotions in one, and I was like dazed. And I look back, and it's Sam. She's just running, okay? Just running. She's running towards her mom, and her mom catches her, and her mom's like, no, and tries to like push her towards me. And that made me laugh, because I'm like, even your mama knows that was some like nasty foul. Like, what are you doing? She turns her around, and I'm like going to, you know, give her a putazo, and Baltimore puts her hands over me like a bear hug, and she's like, ya no mas. I was so infuriated. I was so mad. And I was like, no, that Sam's mom told me. And then Baltimore's like, I don't give a fuck who told you. I'm telling you, ya no mas. I was like, no, that's some shit. Like, I was mad, I was kicking, I was screaming, my hair looked crazy. I feel like I lost a lot of hair that day because of how much Baltimore was pulling my hair. I don't feel like it was a fair fight, and this is why I hate doing like this, where it's like I have no one in my corner to help get that lick in, because it's always going to be family over me, you know what I'm saying? So I was so mad. Cherries is now walking, and she's like, no, like, we need to stop this. Like, I think it's just all a misunderstanding. I hate that line of, I think it's all a misunderstanding. I hate that. No, because you know what you said. I have the proof. I have the messages. I made sure to reread it over and over, just in case I read it with a tone, if I put words in there, if I took words out, if, you know, I misinterpreted it for this or that. Like, I make sure to read it over and over before I act on it. Baltimore is still holding me, and she's telling me that she's not gonna let me go until I calm down, that this is never gonna be ending, that they let us go for a while, and just to stop, that they didn't interfere, that someone has to be the one. And it did go on for a long time. I'm telling you, I was like, someone do something, because like, it was going on for a minute, okay? Sam's mom is saying that, like, yeah, Baltimore's right. It would be different if we just fought it. We just fought it out, and that was that. But we just keep going and keep going and keep going. That's not good. We need to know a limit, because we're going to end up hurting each other, and there's no need for that. Respectfully, I wanted to tell her mom to shut the up, because no, like, no, like, let me hear her back and we'll call it even. How is she just gonna come in the mix and just punch and then run, and then where her mom pushes her towards me like, no, you better go and, you know, get that ass whooping? Baltimore wants to step in. I didn't find it fair, so I'm like screaming this to Baltimore. She's holding me like this, okay, and I'm getting claustrophobic, okay? I hate it where I'm just like, let me go, like, let me go. And she's like holding me super tight, and she's like, nope, and I'm like, no, that's not fair. I didn't touch her. The only one I touched was Cherries, and that's not fair. Like, I won't touch Cherries anymore, but like, I need to hit Sam back. She tells me life isn't always gonna be fair, and so she's like holding me and like walking me down the driveway. Life isn't always gonna be right in my fucking ear, okay? Some people don't mind when people whisper in their ear. I cannot fucking stand it. I don't know if it's like a sensory thing or what, but like it literally makes my skin crawl when someone wants to be like up in my ear. I'm all cool for secrets. If you go like this, I'll cover my ear enough like this so there's this much room where you could tell me the secret, but I don't want to feel your lips touch my ear, okay? I don't want to feel the saliva at all or the hotness. Like, I just can't. Like, it does something to me. Like, it pisses me off, like, really bad. And so I'm yelling at her. I'm like, nope, I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't give a what you say. When you let me go, I'm going to get her. Like, when you let me go. She's like, and that's why I'm not gonna let you go until you calm down and promise me. I'm not promising you shit, bitch. I'm not promising. So I'm cussing her out, calling her this, that name. I don't give a damn what you say. Okay, I'm going to get her. No. I'm gonna get her. She's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Right in my ear. And I'm like livid because I'm like, yes, the I am. Okay, I am. So Baltimore is still walking me down. In the distance, I can hear Sam's mom yelling at her, telling her that it had nothing to do with her, that what is she thinking, and that if I do end up getting her, that she better just take it, that she can't just be inserting herself, that what's wrong with her, who raised her, you know, pretty much telling her that like that's not okay. That's not okay. And Sam is just laughing with Cherries. So as that's going on, I'm like yelling at Baltimore. I'm like, you see that stupid bitch still thinks it's funny. She's like, hey, watch what you're saying. You know, that's her fam and all. And I'm like, I don't care. Then do something. She's like, Alexis, you're talking crazy. You need to relax. Stop. And I'm like, I don't care. Me vale. I don't care. She walks me like pretty much around the block to calm down. She could have walked me to the ends of earth. I'm still gonna get Sam. I don't care what she says. I don't care. Obviously, Sam's mom knows that I'm gonna get that ass. So she's the only one that seems to know, like, hey, that's not okay. She's still like bear hugging me, and after a while, like once we get around the block, we just chill out. She tells me that to promise her, and I'm like, She's like, no, Alexis, like, you need to promise me. So I'm like, okay. Like, I'm just trying to shut her up. Because I don't want to hear it. Like, I'm just trying to just charge back up, because I really am going to get her, especially because how she's laughing and she's thinking it's all funny, him high. Like, no, because you think it's a game. And okay, let's play then. Like, that's how we're gonna do it. Okay. Remember I told you guys that Mr. Peach didn't want to put more money on the card? Well, they were coming back to sleep because there's no more money for the hotel. Baltimore is telling me all this, and she's thinking by telling me this, I'm going to like sympathize. I don't give a damn. Okay, I don't. I hate how they wanted me to sympathize and understand, but they were so quick to judge and talk their mess and say this and that. But when it was them, oh, you need to be more understanding. How you are patient with your mom, you need to be patient with me. Sorry about that. No, I'm so tired of always like feeling like, oh, I can't say that. Oh, I can't do that. No, because where's that grace for me, huh? Where's that understanding for me, huh? There's none. So she's like telling me, I'm like, okay. She's like, no, Alexis, I need you to understand me. You can't do this. It's going to put a lot of stress on my mom. And I'm like, no. I don't want to hear any of that. And she's like, oh my gosh, I don't know why you came up with this stupid rule, because I don't care. And I noticed the more that like I would lend like my ear, they would think like, oh, it's okay for me to act like this because she knows the situation and I can take advantage. And no, I don't want to hear the family drama. I don't care to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. So we walk, let's say like a good hour. Okay, she's trying to make sure that like all this like is out of my bones. Okay, and it's not. It is not. She keeps asking me like, ¿estás bien? I'm like, She's like, no, la verdad, dime la verdad. Like, no, tell me the truth. Are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. I was like, I was mad earlier, but yeah, I'm good now. And she's like, okay, because like, Alexis, when we get back, I don't want any fighting. Like, it's a lot of stress, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, But in my head, I'm going to get her back because I'll be damned if you think you can have one up on me. So we walk back. As I go upstairs, Cherries meets me like right by the stairway. And she's like, hey, my bad. And shakes my hand. She looks back at Sam's mom. Sam's mom's like, Sam is hiding behind her mom like a little bitch. But I'm like, it's okay. I'm not just gonna charge like a bull and get her. I'm gonna get her. I am going to get her. Whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna get her. So I shake her hand. The mom is like, no, hug it out. And I'm like, okay. So I go upstairs, take a shower, and I'm like looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm just like, you did that. You did that. Good for you. Because who else is gonna give Lex these pep talks? Nadie. So I gotta pep talk myself. So I was like, you did that, bitch. You did that. You did that. And so I'm just like talking to myself, knock at the door. Baltimore's like, who you talking to? I'm like, I'm talking to myself. Yes. Is there something wrong? She's like, no, just want to make sure everything's okay. I'm like, okay, bye. Take my shower. Mr. Peach is still not back. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? So I'm starting to get worried. And I felt like since they were now staying there, it kind of felt like weird to me where I'm like, okay, now they're messing with my little routine that I have. I'm like, okay, what's going to happen? So I'm like texting Mr. Peach. They're here. He asks me why. I tell him it's because Baltimore says there's no more money on the card. And he says, okay, that just to make sure that no one goes in his room besides me and the kids, that he doesn't want any more drama, that he'll be there soon. And I'm like, are you okay? And he says, yes. I asked if he's okay because I feel like he was really going through it, but he just didn't want to let go of her just yet. And it pisses me off because I'm like, why do they always see it when it's already done? Why? When the person's like checked out, why is it like, oh, she's for real this time? Let's get it together. Like, why? Why can't you just get it together and both be obsessed with each other and like madly in love? Be each other's like soulmates that way? Like, why does it have to be too late where the person is just like so checked out? It doesn't matter if you were to bring the stars down. Like, why? Like, why? I just don't get it. Like, it pisses me off so bad. After I'm done talking to Mr. Peach, I get the kids ready and we are heading to the room. When we go to the room, Baltimore's in there watching novelas. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, no, what are you doing? Like, I don't care, go. The kids are trying to talk and like tell her like, no, Alexis sleeps with us. She's like, I don't care, they're right there. Like, to like, shut up. So I text Mr. Peach and he just tells me that he'll deal with it when he gets home, that he's sorry. So I wait a little bit. I go downstairs. Sam's mom is making herself comfortable on the couch. I got little scratches. I'm a little like, you know, a little bit, but not a lot, okay? Because she was like, hey, I hold my own very well. I kind of like laugh like, don't flatter me. Because I don't want to act too like, yeah, you know, I was like, and she asks me that if I enjoy fighting. And I'm like, you look like you enjoyed it. And I you know, I kind of let out a little laugh and she laughs and she's like, you know, thinking it's funny. And I tell her that, you know, sometimes I do when I'm defending myself. That's when it feels the best, but I don't like being cheap shotted. Yeah, I know. And like pats the couch. I go and sit on the couch and she's like, no, right here, like next to her. So I was like, okay, that's really cute. I go and sit next to her and we are just like watching shows. She's asking me how everything has been, that to pretty much just to please not get Sam back, that Baltimore was talking to her and it seems like I'm very mad about the situation, that she would be too, but that it's already over, just to let it pass. I don't tell her that I'm not. I'm like, She's like, it's so hard raising girls. They say boys are hard, but I think girls are harder. You guys just keep going. You guys don't know when to stop. And I don't know what to say because I'm like, your daughter's a bitch. Okay, she's a bitch. Like, what do you say? You know, like what can you possibly say to someone being like, oh, you know? She asks me for an update on Mrs. Peach, and I tell her I don't know. Yeah, you do. I'm like, no, I really don't. Yes, you do. We kind of keep going back and forth. I'm like, I don't. She's like, yes, you do. It's fine, but don't lie to me and say that you don't. And I'm like, okay. So I get kind of annoyed because I'm like, dude, what am I possibly gonna say? Like, I'm gonna gossip with you just because you give me a little compliment and you're gonna let me hit your kid? Like, no. Okay, at the end of the day, I still work for these guys. Like, what are you doing? You're gonna get me in trouble. She pretty much tells me she doesn't really know my whole like story to not look at this job long term, because from the looks of it, I'm pretty much not gonna have like a job. Yeah, I know. I'm going to write it as long as I possibly can. We start watching the show. We're like laughing. Sam comes down mid laugh and goes, ew, really loud. I look at her and I just like smile so big. And again, she goes, ew. Her mom tells her, Sam, shut up. Either come sit down or go back upstairs. Shut up. So she comes and sits right in between me and her mom, like right in between us. You know how bad I wanted to just grab her by her hair and just fucking beat the living out of her, like so bad. I wanted to just be like and just yank her and just I wanted to so bad. But no, I scooted over and it was me, Sam, and her mama watching the show. Sam kept like making her little comments like, why are you still here? Why are you here? You got mommy issues? Why are you here? She's my mom. She's not your mom. And I'm like, okay. Her mom would sometimes chime in and be like, Sam, knock it off. It didn't matter how many times Sam would be told like to shut up. That child just did not shut up. Like, she was just annoying. So she keeps like trying to hurt my feelings with the mommy card. You can't get your own mom, so you want to take my mom? And I said, really? Is she your mom? Her mom's like, Alexis. I laugh because I think it's the funniest thing ever. I'm like, oh my God, that was a good one. Bitch, that was a good one. Sam just like looks at me and she's like, I hate you. Okay. I'm like, what do you want me to do with that? So we're just like being catty as hell towards each other. Her mom gets so annoyed with us that she tells us like, if we don't stop, she'll go upstairs. Like, go upstairs if you guys are not going to shut up. Super annoyed. Sam's like, yeah, Alexis, shut up or go upstairs. So I just stay quiet. We continue to watch the show. Baltimore ends up coming down and doesn't even like say bye to her mom properly. She's like, yeah, my boy, bye, and leaves. Sam's mom just looks at her and she's like, okay. Within like minutes after her leaving, Mr. Peach pops up. He opens the door and he is rough, like super rough looking. He'd been through it. He looked like he's been crying. Like, you know how people look like really like, it's noticeable when someone's been crying, okay? He just looks super sad. He says hi to everybody. Sam makes her comments of like, don't you get tired of doing that? Don't you get tired? Isn't that exhausting? Sam's mom's like, hey, shut up. Like, shut up. Don't speak to your dad that way. Shut up. Mr. Peach is like, hi, well, okay, Alexis, I'm gonna sleep upstairs. You can stay down here or you can sleep in the room. Like, I need my bedroom. The way he worded it, I didn't like. And I was like, okay. Sam's mom looks at me and I just like look at her and my mind starts going like a mile a minute. I'm like, oh my God, is she thinking that like I'm forcing myself in that bedroom? Oh my God, she probably thinks this. She probably thinks that. She's probably like, why the does he have to explain him being in his own bedroom? Like, I just didn't like the way he set it up. It just made her look at me some way. And Sam goes, you see, I told you. Instead of just letting it go and just being like, whatever, I'm like, tell her what, Sam? Sam just looks at me and she's like, you know. I'm like, no, I don't. And I hate when people do that, where they leave it open for someone to just wonder. And so I ask her, don't you get tired of being the type of person you are? Isn't it exhausting? I would be exhausted. That's why your mom doesn't want you. Sam's mom's like, Alexis. Sam looks over at me and says, at least I have a mom. I was like, you're right, you got two. Sam's mom's like, Alexis, can you please go upstairs? So I go upstairs and Sam laughs. I look back at Sam and she like cuddles up to her mom and I'm like, I go in the room with Cherries. She's just sitting there, not saying much. We get to talking because she randomly brings up, are you going to get her back? Something, like something stupid about Sam. And I just look at her and I'm like, can you like please just like not talk to me? She's like, dude, we both got our hits in. Let's just like bury it. I didn't think you were about it. Sam honestly kept saying the whole time that you weren't gonna do nothing, you weren't gonna do nothing. Sam's mom was like, she's gonna do something. And just to pretty much leave, like just to leave it, like we shook on it. It's no biggie to her. If I want to make it a biggie, that's cool too, but she ain't trying to just be upset about the thing. And I'm like, what you said wasn't like a small thing. Like that is something that like traumatized me. I don't find it funny. I don't like when people use it. And she goes, I hear you. I hear you. It won't be said again. Like it won't be said again. So I'm like, okay, cool. We talked for a minute. She was telling me that the reason why, because I was like, why are you here? Because I know that sounds rude, but like, why are you here? And she was telling me to keep Sam's mom company, that it was just really hard for the daughter to come down because it was just hard the last visit. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get it. She's like, yeah. So I said that I would keep her company and that she's like a little rebel too over there. So they thought it would be good. And she's probably going to get in more trouble because she over here starting with the nanny. But they'll probably understand because they know the nanny's ghetto. I'm like, oh, that's what they said? She's like, yeah, that's what they say. They say you ghetto. I'm like, wow. Okay. I don't know why it hurt. I don't know why I like expected something else. I don't know. I don't know why I expected people to speak about me nicely. I don't know why. I don't know why I was like shook by it. I don't know why I was like, oh my God. Especially after like just fighting with her and like Stitch and like, you know, or I don't know why like it like took me for a loop when people would talk about me like that. Like, I don't know why I was like, what? I guess it's because like I'm defending myself. It would be different if I wasn't, you know? It pissed me off because they really thought like, no, like it's true. Like she's just ghetto. She's just fighting for like no reason and she just like goes crazy. But it's like, no, I am standing up for myself and for good reason because y'all can't control your kids. But where I don't come from money, it comes across as different. So we talk about the subject of my stepdad. She's asking me like if it's true that I tried to sleep with him. My mom caught us and I was like, stop right there. No. And I was like, I want to know how Sam told you. And she's like that. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, like that. You hate her because of the relationship she has with her dad. And I'm like, no, that's like so far from the truth. I'm like trying to like defend myself. And she tells me like midway, like to chill. That the way I'm explaining it is making me sound like super guilty. And she's like, and I'm not saying you are. It's just the way you're coming across. And it's probably because like you're just trying to defend yourself, but you're coming across like you did it. And that's so annoying. Because it's like, what is the fucking middle then? Because if you over-explain yourself, it's like, ooh, you're guilty. If you don't over-explain yourself, it's like, ooh, how come you're not giving us details? And I can't find like the right medium. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, okay. I was like, I don't know what to tell you, but no, I didn't. And she's like, and I believe you because like that's weird the way she's saying it. And I'm like, and who else is she saying it to? She's like, everybody. That pissed me off. Like, because what the f? And I was like, what was the reason? And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, like, why was she telling you? She was like, oh, because I was going to come down. And she was like, oh, I just want to let you know about the weirdo that my parents let live here. Yeah, that like I'm like super obsessed with her, that her parents felt bad for me and let me stay there because of the situation with my stepdad. And like it's super crazy because like I tried to sleep with my stepdad and just starts like and I'm just like just listening to her and I'm just so hurt because I don't know what the hell is up with Sam. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you tell a stranger to me that nasty? Like, what the fuck? So we just stopped talking after a while because like I'm just like disgusted and I'm just hurt where I'm like, I don't even like want to be cool with Cherries because ew, like for you to believe that too, like you're just like a weird bitch, you know, like you're a weird bitch to think like, oh, that's true. And I'm like, you know, and some people are like that. Some people really do be blaming the children. I hate to like have conversations with people sometimes and hear that side of them blame a child when it comes to like a grown adult. And they're like, well, you know, because like she's like very promiscuous. And shut the up. Just say you're stupid and move on. Like, just say you're dumb. Just say that you're disgusting. Just say that you're just trying to make excuses for your nasty ass family member. And it just causes like lots of fights because I'm very vocal on, I will always be very vocal on a child's side. So we eventually stopped talking because I'm like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I feel weird. I feel awkward. I don't want to continue this conversation at all. After a while, time passes. I'm pretending to sleep because I'm going to get Sam. I'm determined to get Sam. I don't care if that's like, oh my God, Alexis, let it go. Let it go. I don't care. I get in trouble. I don't care for the consequences. Like, I literally do not care when I get like this. So Sam comes in. She gets in the bed with Cherry. I could just hear her telling her like, yeah, it's good over. No, shh, I don't want her to wake up. So I just chill there for a minute because I'm like, okay, I can't get up like right away. I'm just gonna let it like, you know, chill for a little bit. I end up falling asleep. When you pretend to sleep, you end up just like passing out. I freaking hate it. I don't know if it was the cucuy pulling at my legs or what, but I end up waking up and it's late. I'm like discombobulated. I'm like, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah. That's what I was going to do. So I sit there a minute. Sam is like sleeping, mouth open, everything. Like, she doesn't even know what's coming to her. I am so focused on just getting Sam that I don't even see that Cherries had woken up too, and she's like sitting against like the corner like this on the bed, just like looking at me. So I try to get up as quietly as I can, and I walk towards the bed, and Cherries goes, don't do it. I look at her and I'm like, what? Like, I'm like confused. Like, why would you stop me, you know? And she's like, don't do it. I don't know why I didn't do it. It wasn't because like I was scared. I was just like confused. Like, she threw me off, you know? And I was like, cute. And I act like I was gonna go to the restroom. I go to the restroom, I sit in there for a minute, and the whole time I'm mad at myself. Like, why didn't you just do it? Why didn't you just like whoop her ass? Like, why did that like stop you? So I'm like kind of like annoyed with myself going to the restroom. I go back, lay down, and I just knock out again. I'm so tired. I honestly think it was because of me and Cherries fighting. I honestly think like it really tired me out. It was a lot. It was really exhausting. Why we went for so long, and maybe that's where Sam's mom was right. Like, we weren't gonna stop, so they had to stop us, you know? Go to sleep, wake up, it's the next day. I wake up, they're not there. They're not in the room with me, and I'm like, what the hell? She better not have freaking went back home. No. I'm like thinking about all these things like a little psycho, because I'm like, I am going to get her back. Like, one way or another, like, I'm going to get her back. Like, I'll be damned if I don't. I know that sounds psycho. Like, Alexis, why are you so hyper fixated on it? Because, like, the way that she got to just hit me and I didn't like get her back. I didn't even touch her, and for her to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit her too, it just didn't sit right with me. It like pissed me off because I don't like how she did it. I could see if me and her were like going at it and like she got it, I would have just ate it. I would have been like, oh yeah, like that's fair. It wasn't fair to me. I didn't like how she did it. I just couldn't accept it. I was like, no ma'am. So I go downstairs and it's Sam, Cherries, and the kids. Sam's mom is cooking and she's like, oh, nice of you to join us. I asked where Mr. Peach is at. Sam's mom is like, why? What's the concern? And I'm like, oh, just wondering if he didn't come home till like really late last night. Just want to make sure that he didn't, you know, take off. And it's just like out of curiosity, but I could totally see that Sam's mom was like, probably like, oh, like it is true what she said about, you know, your stepdad and you do like married men. I don't know, but that's where my mind's going, okay? And I don't like where it's going for her, okay? And I'm just like getting annoyed. I look over at Sam and she's just like, just wanted to like attack her. You know the scene in Mean Girls where she just like reaches over and just like gets her? That's what I wanted to do so bad, but I just like knew I couldn't because of Sam's mom. So the day goes on and Mr. Peach is not there. Don't know where the hell he's at. Taking care of the kids, cleaning, doing what I need to. Sam's mom was watching TV, and Sam and Cherries, they leave, go to the park, come back. Mr. Peach is not in sight. The kids ask me where Mr. Peach is at, and I'm like, I don't know. So I text Mr. Peach. He says that he is talking to Mrs. Peach and that he'll be home shortly. Is there something wrong? I'm like, no, the kids are just asking. He said, okay. Well, just to keep him entertained until he gets home, that everything's fine, not to worry. I give the kids a little update. Oh, he's just out. He's shopping. He'll be back. Sam's mom goes, did you really message him? And I tell her, yeah, I just wanted to know, get an update. She's like, leave that married man alone. When she said that, I was like, okay. Bless her heart. Because you don't know no better. And I was like, okay. I just left it at that. Because I'm like, oh, it just gives me my grandma vibes where it's like, no sabes, pero vas a hablar. Okay? You don't even know, but you're going to talk. And that's not fine, but I'm not going to entertain it, okay? Don't entertain it. When people say stupid shit, don't entertain it, because I swear you give it more energy that it's needed. I feel like when I would let people like get to me in this way and I would feel like I have to defend myself, it made me just look more like, oh my god, she's crazy, you know? And it didn't really do nothing besides like work me up, piss me off, and it was just don't. Just don't. It's getting late. I go upstairs and the kids are getting ready to lay down, so I'll lay down in the bed with them. Sam peeks her head in and she says, you don't need to lay down with them. They're fine. They tell her, but we want Alexis to lay down with us. And she's like, gross. Sam's mom comes upstairs. She asks me what I'm doing. And I tell her I'm just laying down with the babies until they go to sleep. And when Mr. Peach gets here, I'll go back in the other room. She says it's fine that she'll stay in here with them. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you and be like, oh no, this is my job. Because I already know where this is going and I don't need it to go there. Mr. Peach doesn't come home for the next 2 days. So me and Sam's mom have like a understanding of each other of when I put the kids to bed, stay with them for a little bit, and then she goes, I'll stay in with them. Cool. The time comes around and it's time for her mama to leave. And you know what? She's cool, whatever, but I could not wait. Okay, I could not wait. I could not stand the little giggles of like Cherries and Sam. Like it literally irked my ass so much to hear them like giggling and like because I always felt like it was because of me. I felt like, oh, they're talking about you. Their last day of them being there, Mr. Peach came home. I think he didn't even like to like be alone in the house with Sam's mom, just because he probably felt like the pressure and the questions and wanting to know where Mrs. Peach was, and they would have like their arguments of like, don't worry about where my wife's at, and it was just always like some mess. I could see both sides. I honestly could, because she wants to know, is Sam gonna be okay here? Is there gonna be drama? They would argue like, yep, she's fine. Well, I need her to like feel comfortable. She's fine. And it was just like fights. I think instead of giving Sam money, he went and stayed at a hotel until it was time. Because I think he was really trying to put down his foot with spending with Sam, like letting her get her way, if that makes sense. And so he comes back the last day. They say their goodbyes. Sam is literally throwing a fit. And she tries to sneak in the car, like try to be funny. And it goes on too long to the point like her mom has to snap at her and like tell her to stop. And it's kind of sad and embarrassing because you could tell she feels stupid. And she's like, I don't want to stay here. She tells her she has to. That she knows because of like their family situation that she has to. Now, I won't go too much into detail of that, but I feel like she could have took Sam. I just feel like she just didn't know how to control Sam. Her best bet was to have Mr. Peach help because Sam was out of control. So she gets so mad that her mom snaps at her and her mom's like, get back here, come say a proper bye. And she's like, okay, bye. Like gets all upset again. Her mom goes, you see, this is why. She's like, yep, okay, bye. Like she just keeps trying to shut her up and like tells her like, go, bye, leave, bye. Like she's just so pissed off. And her mom just keeps telling her like, you see, Sam, like this is why, like this is why. And Sam's like, I don't care, bye, bye. Like all wide-eyed, so pissed off, like just leave. I felt bad because it was just like, damn. So as we're watching Cherries and Sam's mom leave, Sam's like, bye. And Sam's mom's like, Sam, I love you, stop, bye. She's like, I'm your mom, like you better respect me, I love you. She's like, bye, bye. So as she's saying bye, I look at Sam and I was like, it looks like your mama don't want you either, bitch. I really thought she was gonna fight, but no. She just stood there mad, like super, super mad. And she didn't know what to do with herself. She was just like fuming. Me and the kids go inside Mr. Peach. Mr. Peach asks me, what did I tell her? And I was like, nada. And he's like, ¿Qué cabrona eres? That like, you know, I'm a little head. And I was like, I didn't say nothing that she hasn't said to me. And he's like, I didn't hear what you said, and I don't care to know what you said. And I was like, okay, pues que bueno. Sam stays outside for the longest, where Mr. Peach has to tell her like to get inside. And she's literally just like out there. He's like, what do you think she's gonna do? She's gonna come around and come get you? She's not gonna come get you. Get inside. They have a little screaming match. She comes inside, and as she comes inside, I just smile at her, just how she did when she was all cuddled up with her mama. I give it right back to her. Because you think I forgot? I didn't. I might act dumb, play along, little hee-ha. There sometimes, but no, I didn't forget. I don't forget. Mrs. Peach still not home, okay? She don't want to be saved. She don't want to come home. She likes being on vacation. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty mean, but even Sam starts making her comments of, where is she? What is she doing? What did you do? Like, wants to just pick at him. And pick at him. He has to keep telling her to learn her place, to shut up, not to talk to him like that. And she's like, no, what did you do? Tell me, what did you do? See, and I don't know why this little girl thought that she could do all that. Why she thought it was appropriate. Time passes, we get invited to a barbecue. I'm traumatized because of the last barbecue. So I tell Mr. Peach, like, all me and the kids can say, see if you want to go, that's fine. He's like, oh, don't be silly. We're all going to go. Right, Sam? Great. So we all go to this barbecue. It's all fun. I like it. Having a good time. And I hear a familiar voice. And it's Nacho. And I'm like, oh, hey. Right away, I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Because I never kept going back and forth with that message that I got of like, I'm going to make you like me. Because I started like freaking out where I was like, oh my God, is it the ex? He's setting me up. And then me and the ex were like still talking and he didn't bring up anything. So I was like, okay. So it's not him. Is it him? I was constantly on my toes of like, coulda, woulda, shoulda. You know what I mean? Could it be, you know, that sort of thing. So Nacho comes over and it's me, Sam, and the kids are playing. And he comes over and he was like, hey, what are you doing? How come you never text me back? Right away, I can just see Sam from my peripheral just smirking, just all happy. And she goes, hey, Nacho, like that. Oh, what's up? So he's like, so how come you didn't write me back? Like, he's just like, keeps talking to me. So I'm like, okay, Birdie and Sam, missed me with that, bitch. Missed me with that. And I was like, what do you mean? I never got your message. He's like, yeah, you did. You wrote back. And I was like, it wasn't me. Now you lying to my face. And I'm like, I'm not. And I'm like, just still trying to pay attention to the kid. She's like, what are you doing here, Nacho? And he's like, something you were. How come you're not messaging me back? Like, he's just like not paying attention to her. And then I hear, can I talk to you for a minute? And it's Joe. So I was like, oh my God, here we go again. I look over, I'm like, I'm good. And Nacho goes, oh, if you already have somebody like super interested like that, like I'm not trying to like get in the way. I'm not trying to cock block. I'm like, you're not cock blocking nobody. Not interested in either of y'all's. Still just like focused on the kids. Sam goes, hey, Joe. He doesn't even respond, okay? He's just like, can I hear her? Joe goes, Lex, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, Joe, don't you got a baby mama somewhere? Go over there. Nacho starts laughing. Ooh, she got you with that, homie. Joe goes, I don't think I asked. I said, I need to talk to you. I'm not going to say it again. When stuff like this would happen, I'd be like, we are not that grown to be having this sort of conversation. So like the person in here, you know, like Inside Out has like all those characters. I have so many. Jayda comes to the front and center. Say it again one more time so I can say it to your face another time. No, I continue to look forward. Sam goes, hey, Joe, I heard you the first time. That's what he said. And I'm like smirking now. Sam goes, bitch, don't smile. And I'm like, don't, Sam. Nacho is like, okay, Sam. You want to talk? Let's go talk. Those two walk off. And I'm like, confirmation, that's all I needed to know. Because, yup, Birdie, chirp, go over there. Joe goes, finally. Now, that makes me feel like some bitchness inside. Okay? Because, like, go away. So he's right here. And he's like, oh, I want to talk to you about the situation. You know, like, word on the street is like, Shadi is pregnant. And I'm like, word on the street, I don't give a and he's like, obviously you do because how you're talking talking, and like I just don't want it, you know, it to come between us. And I said, your baby? You don't want your baby to come between us? Like, you're pathetic. So I'm still like just talking forward, and he's like, no, like, look at me. No, I hate it when people are like, look at me, when they're like talking to you on some, because they want to hypnotize you with the eyes. Okay, they want you to look at their eyes, and they want to like give you that like puppy dog, like, oh my god, you know, when they're trying to apologize. And some people will fold, you know, but I'm like, no, I'm good. He's like, no, we need to talk. I'm like, well, what, Joe? Like, me and you are nothing, and we will never be nothing. I'm good. I love my mans. He laughs because I'm like, yeah, it sounded good, but like, he started laughing, and he was like, let me talk to you. Mr. Peach comes up, and he's like, Joe, go over there. I need to talk to Alexis. Joe goes, I'm like, thank you. He tells me that I'm not there to mingle and talk to the boys. I'm there to watch kids. And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why I didn't walk off with them when Nacho came up, and when Joe came up, I stayed right here. And he goes, good, because if this is going to be a continuing thing, we just won't come to barbecues. And I'm like, okay, Mr. Peach, don't okay me like that. I'm like, okay, because I don't know what to say. And I really don't like how he was like trying to like, oh, if you don't know how to act, like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Por favor. There's like a little of chatter going on of like, where's Mr. Peach? They know that she's been hanging with a new friend and da 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 da. Where is she? Where is she? Mr. Peach comes over to me, tells me if they ask where Mrs. Peach is at, say she's on vacation. And I was like, okay, because yeah, she's been on vacation for a long time. I just find it funny. Okay, I just find it funny. Some of the ladies are like, oh, where's Munchkin? The kids are like, oh, he's with mommy. They're like, oh, where's mommy? And they're like, we can't tell you. Daddy said not to tell you. They get very curious, so they come over. Hi, Alexis. How's everything? You know, how's Mrs. Peach? I heard she wasn't feeling well. You didn't hear she wasn't feeling well, you nosy ass, ugly ass, crusty, two-faced bitch. But okay, go off. And I was like, oh no, she just, you know, she's on vacation. She's been out doing stuff. She's fine. She's fine. You know, trying to talk if I'm grown, but I'm not. I'm trying to like BS as much as I can. They're like, okay, we'll send her our love. And I'm like, okay, I'll make sure to let her know. Thank you. There's just one old lady in particular. Okay, she comes over. She's like, oh, hope everything's well. Here, Mrs. Peach and Mr. Peach are going through a divorce. Are you gonna need to, you know, be nannying on both places? You're gonna make so much more money. And I'm like, oh, I haven't heard that. She's just on vacation. She's like, sure she is, honey. But that's so amazing for you. I love that for you, that she has a nanny named Bianca, and she's interested in nannying for them as well if it's too much for me, because that could be a lot. And I was like, not really. Let's say if that were to be true, not really, because I would just follow the kids. It's not like if they get double the kids in, you know, the divorce, but that's not happening. So I was getting a little bit defensive. And she's like, so there is. I was like, nope, she's just on vacation. She was tricking me, but she was like, I was getting so like irked because of the kids, and I don't play about the babies, you know, I don't play about them. And so I was getting a little bit like, okay, bitch, like, why would I like not have a job? Like, why would it just like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? The lady that Mr. Peach had threw up in her house, she's there. She comes over, hey Alexis, how's everything? And you know, how's Mr. Peach? He seems like he's taking it really rough lately. And I'm like, he's fine. So everyone's just asking about Peaches. Are they together? What's going on? What's the chisme? You know, and trying to throw in a little Spanish here and there. And I'm just like, y'all are petty as like, oh my god. This one in particular friend of the Peaches, she keeps going over. We will call her Bubblegum. We'll call her Bubblegum. Okay, she's a divorcee. Okay, she's already divorced, but she's really good friends. She got a lot of dumb monies. She doesn't want to remarry because that all the money is good, baby. Okay, she is really like, oh, nice everything, beautiful, boobies, everything. Mr. Peach is like always talking to her. It was always an argument with Mrs. Peach. Like, why are you talking to her so much? Why are you, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude. Shut the up. I hate when guys say that. I don't want to be rude. I can't be an asshole. It's okay when you guys can be mean to, you know, men, but it just makes us look like fucking idiots when we do it. Shut the fuck up. I hate that, because you don't got to be like, don't talk to me. I have a wife. You don't have to be like that, but you don't have to entertain it either. Okay, don't be stupid. I hate when people give stupid ass responses like that. I don't want to be mean. It makes me look like a bitch, and she's just trying to have conversation. Really? Because you're not even looking at the proper eyes. You're looking at her. Okay, whatever. She's over there talking to him, laughing it up. It's so funny, and he's just loving it. But you know, the thing about Bubblegum, she let him in just enough to get filled with compliments and all this and all that, but she knew he was pathetic, that she didn't let him come in all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, she let him like, oh, skate around her, play, all that, but nope, she was like, every time. From what I could see and from what the chismes that Joe would tell me. So I'm just like watching them from afar, and Bubblegum is just like talking to him, and oh yeah, and oh this, and oh that, and oh yeah, you know, like just so interested in making sure to, oh yeah, and oh my gosh, and the kids are so beautiful. Oh my god, you're so funny. Oh my god. And how is Mrs. Peach? Like, just very like, you know, and he's just like, yeah, and she's fine, and just, oh my god, I hate guys. Like, ugh. So I'm just over there sitting with a little attitude. I don't know why it makes me mad. I guess it's enough where like Joe comes over and he's like, why do you care? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if it like comes from because how my stepdad is with my mom and how he is such a piece of shit. And anytime I see like the same thing, I'm just like, oh my God, it isn't like money cannot buy you class. I don't give a fuck. It cannot buy you class. Like it literally can't. Like it literally can't. And he's just telling me that like it's not that serious, that it doesn't even matter, that isn't she having a good time with that guy? And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm just gonna like burst the bubble now. Joe is like, isn't she with like that trainer? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, that's her like trainer, like the one that would like keep her fit, like that's. And so when he's like telling me that, I was like, that's why Mr. Peach kept saying, you look so familiar, where do I know you? What? Because he was paying him like what? And I'm like, wait, what? Like he would like literally like work her out. He's like, oh yeah, he's working her out, all right. I'm laughing like, oh my God, oh my God, like does Mr. Peach not know this? Like does he know this? Like, do I like tell him this? I don't know why that thought came to mind where I was like, I need to tell him. I need to tell him. Like, I don't know where it came from, but I'm like, I wanted to. Like, I wanted to so bad. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, like he like owns that, you know, that area that she goes to. And I was like, what? So he's like telling me, you know, he's like, yeah, you didn't know that? You see, if you would like respond to my text messages and like we could like talk, I could like tell you these things. And I'm like, Joe. And I'm like trying so hard because I was like, oh, you got me. You sucked me in. And you're like, oh, you. And so I'm like trying so hard just to. And he's like, where's Sam? And I was like, you know what? I don't even know. I got so used to her not being around that I like literally forgot like she even exists. Like I have no idea. He's like, didn't she go with that nacho guy? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, you should go find her. He's like, not my problem, not my problem. I'm just trying to talk to you. Joe gets called. Bubbles is there. She's like, Joe, come here. Joe's like, I'll be right back. And I was like, don't bother, it's fine. Still, just watching the kids, and I can hear Mr. Peach is getting a little bit like rowdy. He's talking. He's like getting upset because one of the gentlemen said something about Mrs. Peach. I don't know what it was, but it was enough to get him hot and mad. And he goes, Alexis, get all the kids, let's go right now. Everyone's trying to calm him down, like, oh, Mr. Peach, like, it's not that big of a deal, like, calm down, it's because of this, like, oh my gosh, like, you know, it's, everyone loves Mrs. Peach, blah, blah, blah. He's like, let's go. I don't know if he's, like, trying to defend her honor or something like that, but I'm like, okay, dude, let's go. We all get in the car. We are driving away. Mr. Peach gets a phone call. What? Starts cussing, starts swearing. It's Sam. We forgot about Sam. We literally forgot about Sam. He starts snapping at me, like, how the not forget, Sam. I told you everyone. I said she's your kid. Okay, she's your kid. I was just getting these ones. I totally forgot about her. Even you forgot about her. He tells me that's not the same, that he's been having a couple drinks. Have you been having a couple drinks? So like we start like going back and forth and we're driving back. Sam is in the front and she is like just like arms crossed, like she is super pissed. She tries to open the front door. No, she doesn't. Go in the back. Go in the back. And he's like, get the in the car right now, like not to be fighting with me. She's like, no, tell her to get out right now. Is so mad. He's like, Sam, don't start the car. She's like, tell her right now. He yells at me and let's just get in the I was like, are you kidding me? Why do I have to go into the back? I was in here first. So we start fighting and he's like, just get in the back for me to get in the back. So as I open the door to go to the back, I walk past her and I said, even your daddy don't want you. And I get in the car. She gets in and she's like, did you hear what she said? Did you hear what she said? He goes, I don't care what she said. Like he is like so mad. And I'm just sitting back there. She pulls down the visor. She could see me and I'm just like, because I don't care. I just kept toying with the bitch. Kept toying with her. I don't care. So we go to the house. We pull in. He tells us all to get the fuck out. To get the fuck out right now. I'm like, great. Okay. So as we're getting everyone out, I'm like, where are you going? Because like, Alexis, don't ask me those questions. You are just here to watch my kids, not to keep an eye on me, not to have tabs on me. And they're gonna run and tell Mrs. Peach everything I do. I still don't trust you. I think I was like, oh my God, he's losing it. He brings up Munchkin again. That's why Munchkin's not here. I was like, okay, because I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna sit here and go back and forth. He's a drunk at this point and he's just miserable. So we all go inside the house and Sam is just sitting there and she's like, I don't know why you like to say little slick shit like that. Have the balls enough to say it in front of him. Have the balls to say it in front of him. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, no, don't play that stupid game with me. And I was like, you're literally crazy. So I'm getting the kids like all situated. I'm like in the kitchen trying to clean up, and she is just like super riled up. Like, you know what you do. You know what you do. At least I know. I own up to what I am. And I said, really, Sam? Really? How was Nacho? And she's like, I was just talking to him. He was just a friend. I was like, if I would have known he was your friend, I would have never talked to him those couple of nights. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's so gross. Like, you really are pathetic. And so I'm like making my way upstairs, and I'm like going to the restroom, cleaning the restroom. And I go into like the Mr. Peach's restroom, and the fucking towels that like I had cleaned up when he peed are in the shower still. And I'm like, didn't they hire someone? So I'm like thinking, like, didn't they like hire someone to like, she didn't even do a good job. So like I'm like messaging Mr. Peach, and I'm like, did the lady come and like clean? Because like the towels are still in the shower. And I'm like talking to him, and she's like, I'm talking to you. Like she's still at me, and I'm just like, what did you say? I can't deal with you right now. So I'm like grabbing the towels, because those are expensive towels, y'all. Like, they are expensive, okay? Like, though, like, it's just stupid. So I'm like grabbing the towels, and I'm like going downstairs, and she's still chingy. Like, I can't stand you, and I'm glad I whooped your ass, bitch. I'm glad I whooped your ass. And I was like, you cheap shotted me. That's what you did. That's what you did. You cheap shotted me, but that's okay. You got mommy and daddy issues. Nobody wants you. And I'm like putting the load in, and Mr. Peach is texting back that he didn't even notice that he's been taking a shower in the guest shower. And like the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, you're nasty. I know you would have noticed it, and you just try to avoid it, taking a shower in your own shower. Like, oh my God. So I was like, okay, well, did I have to do that? No. But I was just like trying to stay distracted, not talk to Sam. And at the same time, I was like, why in there? Like, why were they in there? Like, oh my God. So I'm making my way back upstairs, and I'm like going to strip my clothes, because like now I'm like in the groove. I'm getting a little like adrenaline off of this, where she's just like nipping. The kids are good. The kids are situated. I'm grabbing the stuff, and she's like, you pathetic bitch. I can't believe you try to say like that they don't want me. The only reason why I'm here is because I'm trying to hold the family together. And I'm like, what, Sam? That doesn't even make sense. You just don't stupid. And so I'm like, you know, cleaning everything. Yeah. And I'm glad like Cherry whooped your ass. I was like, Cherry really didn't. Like, even your mom said it. Don't talk about my mom. And I was like, which one? I'm like laughing, and she goes like this to flinch me. It was just a reaction. Slap out of her. I slapped the shit out of her. And she was just, I was like, what, Sam? What? She just starts crying. And I probably did slap her too hard, okay? Because it was like full palm. Like, if anyone has ever slapped, I'm not talking about like when someone has slapped you, it's just like the tip, and it's like, oh my God. No, it's a difference, okay? You can hear it. It's a difference. I was full hand across her face. And so I was like, what? Crying, tears, runs out the room. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, do I text him and tell him I just whooped her ass? Or do I just leave it and like, hopefully it just situates? And I was like, oh, hopefully it just situates. So the day goes on, she stays in Mr. Peach's room, doesn't come out, and I can't help but like laugh and be like, yeah, that's what you get, bitch. That's what the fuck you get. Like, you kept taunting and kept going and kept going and kept going. Bitch, like, I am tired. I am exhausted. And you wanted to put in the bed, and you wanted to go and sit there and tell Cherry this and that. She said this, and she said, you deserve that slap, and you deserved more. You're lucky that I didn't. Like, you're lucky that I didn't. Like, I was just like trying to like convince myself, like, yeah, you did a good job. Like, yeah, you did a good job. Like, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Finished the night, did the laundry, put those fancy towels away. I felt good about myself. I was like, yeah, bitch, you did that. Keeping. I was happy. I was like, okay. Yeah, okay. So me and the kids, we went up to Sam's room because she's locked up in the room, Mr. Peach, and I wasn't gonna even fight her. I was like, you know what? No, you're probably sleeping because you had a good cry. So I'm just gonna go into the other room. So me and the kids are sleeping in Sam's room, go to sleep, wake up. Sam's still in the room. I'm like, okay. Have one of the little kids go check. I'm like, go make sure she's like breathing, you know? I go check on her. Okay. They're like, yeah, she's just watching TV. Okay, cool. Go back downstairs, text Mr. Peach. Everything okay? He says yes. Cool. He's still gone. So it's just like, I'm just running this freaking house by myself. Cool. Breakfast, lunch. Yep, have a good time. Me and the kids go outside. We're having a great time. I'm just like, wow, this is so peaceful. I should slap that bitch more often because what the like, that is, wow. I get a call. It's Tommy. Oh my gosh. Immediately, I'm just like, dun, 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 dun. I'm like super nervous because I'm like, dude, what could it be? What could it be? I'm so fucking scared because I'm just like, I'm just having a good couple of days. Let me just have a good couple of days, please, because I'm so scared. Like, it's gonna be something. So I answer it and she's just checking on me. I'm like, oh, okay, good. She's asking me how everything's been. I'm like, oh, it's been pretty all right. Tell her about the fight I got into. She's telling me like, keep my hands to myself and not to like always resort to violence. And I'm like, I don't, like, I really don't. So she's giving me a little like talking, whatever, making sure that everything's good with me. I'm like, yeah, everything's good. She's like, all right, cool. Let me know if you need anything. Just want to check on you. Haven't heard from you. And I could feel like something was off. She probably, those putazos is what she was feeling. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure, cool. Going back to school. Done talking to Tommy. Come back inside. Kids have a little snack. And Sam comes back downstairs. Me and her just locking eyes. She doesn't even talk to me. And I'm just like, okay. So I give the kids a snack and I ask her, do you want one? Don't talk to me. So to be a bitch, I was like, okay, I won't, because I don't care. So feeding the kids, Mr. Peach walks in. He's like, Alexis, we need to talk upstairs. And I was like, okay. So we go and talk upstairs and he's like, what did I tell you? I was like, about what? He's like, what did I tell you? I was like, about what? What have I told you? And I'm like, scared. Because I'm like, it's about Sam, right? You know, I'm thinking like, And I was like, to not fight with Sam. What have I told you? And I was like, I don't know. You tell me a lot of things. What have I told you? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, what have I told you? I was like, hey, I don't know. What? I was like, I'm sorry. I don't know what we're talking about. And so he changes it. What do you need to tell me? And I was like, uy, también. I don't know. I was like, I literally messaged you like pretty much everything. The towels I told you about, when the kids like are asking for like a certain snack or like the sugar, like, I don't know, like what do you need to tell me? And he is like mad. Like this man is sweating, okay? And I'm like, la verdad, yo no sé. I was like, can you just tell me? I don't like this game. I really don't like this game. And he's like, what do you need to tell me? And I was like, I don't know. Yo no sé. And so he's like really mad at this point. The door was open when me and him were talking and he slams it. I started getting freaked out because I'm like, oh my God. Like he's gonna whoop my ass. He's gonna whoop my ass. And so I'm like confused. And I'm like, yo no sé, la verdad, I don't know. He's like, what do you need to tell me and tell me right now before you lose this job? And I was like, then I guess I'm going to lose it because I don't know. I don't know. Like, la verdad, like, I don't know. Fire me then because like, I don't know. Alexis, no más dime. Alexis, just tell me. And I'm like, boy, I don't know. I don't know. I was like, did you have Sam? Tell me how. I was like, tell you how what? Like, I don't know. And I think this happening a lot, like in my childhood, and like the ex doing this shit too, where they would constantly just like poke and poke and poke and poke. I would tell on myself about so many things that were like irrelevant because I was just like trying to give an answer. I hate this game. I don't even like when the kids are like, Mom, guess what? I don't want to guess. Just tell me because I hate that game. Just tell me. So he eventually, after like 20 minutes of interrogation, tells me how the did Mrs. Peach get the bags that the cops had gotten back. And I'm like, oh, you see, I didn't even know. Whoa, I don't even know. How the not? And I was like, I have no idea. So remember those bags? So when she was packing up and she was leaving, the bags were like, you could take those bags, but you can't take these bags because those are the ones from the garage. And so she was like pissed off and he was like, oh, I got these man, whatever. And she left with some stuff. But now with all, okay, remember when she was coming back and forth and she was being all lovey-dovey, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, she took the bags. I don't know how. She took the bags. I think where she was just like, oh, lovey-dovey-dovey-dovey, she took the bags. And so he was over here thinking that like I'm being a spy. He over here projecting a thinking that I did it. And I'm like, oh, what? I don't even know like how she did that. Like, I'm not over here keeping eyes on her. You were supposed to be keeping eyes on her. Weren't you wooing her? And he was like, when I would go into the store and get like her food and like the roses, what the f were you doing? And I was like, watching your kids. Like, what do you mean? Like, what the f? So he's over here trying to pinpoint like how the f she got those. And he is like so mad. He over here calling super cop. Like, she still took them. Can you prove how? He's like, no. So he's like super pissed off, mad at me. And I'm just like, I don't know how the like, what the? I was like thrown off. I thought it was gonna be about something else. I thought it was gonna be about Nacho. I thought it was gonna be about Joe. I thought it was gonna be about Sam. No, it was about Miss Peach. And I'm like, that's your fault, okay? Your fault. You over here thinking that like, oh, I'm gonna get her back. I'm gonna see all this, and pendejo. That's what you get. That's what you get. Por pendejo, eh? Go sit over there. Go sit over there and don't talk to me. Oh, so I was just sitting in the room. He's all mad, going back and forth. I know. Give me, like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And I don't even want to ask. Well, what's it? You know? Because what I have seen in the garage already. Damn. You're about to give her everything she wants. So he tells me, get out of my face. Get out. Lárgate. Like to get out. And I'm like, okay. Bye. I go downstairs. Sam's like, what did you do now? You know how she want to be stupid? And be like, don't talk to me. So I said, I didn't do anything. Bitch, I can't stand you. She goes away. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what is in those things? It's nighttime since Mr. Peach is still in his little fit. He doesn't want to open the door for the baby, so the babies end up sleeping on the bed with me. And Sam's over there still throwing her little fit, like she don't want to talk to me. I don't care, Sam. All I remember is falling asleep like this, and then splash, being woken up. Baltimore hovering over me, and she's like, ¿Qué te dije? ¿Qué te dije? And I'm like, have you ever been woken up with water? Okay, the ex. Baltimore, they love this. Have you ever been open with water? The ex's mom used to do this and it would piss me off so bad. Where it was like, how was that funny? And she always thought it was so funny. And you know what else she thought it was funny? When her son would bend me over and act like he was like, she thought it was hilarious. Tell me that's not weird. Tell me that's not weird. I was thinking about that over the weekend. There was like a show I was watching and there was like a little scene like that. And I was like, called my mom and I was like, Ma, do you remember when I would, because like when these things would happen, even though like me and my mom, we would be like bucking and fighting and like nasty when I was over there, I called her one time and I was like, isn't that weird? She's like, yeah, Mihan, that's really weird. Like, why would he do that in front of her? And I was like, I don't know, but that's weird, right? She was like, yeah. She thought that was so funny. And to her, it was like, oh, because like he was embarrassing me in front of everybody. Like he would like do it in front of everybody. Like he thought it was so funny. Like we would be like arguing and he would just be like, psh, and just like act like, you know, like he was like humping me in front of his mom. And I'd be like, what? And I'd be like fight him and he would like dig his nails into like my neck and like hold me there and do the thrusting motion in front of his mom. I swear to God. And like she thought it was like the funniest thing ever, that penguin ass bitch. And I was like, how is that funny? Like if my boys were to ever do some nasty degrade, even my brothers, okay, and they'd be like real comfortable saying some like off the wall sometimes, I would whack them so hard. Like it was just so like everything that lady did, she thought it was so funny and I don't understand it. Like I don't get it. I don't know what her thought process was. I don't know why she thought like that was like hilarious. Like I really want to know why that bitch has so much hate for me like that. Like, you know, throwing water on me, not letting me sleep in, like why it pissed her off to like let me sleep in. Like it was just so weird. Like I didn't understand it. Like I didn't get it. Like, and I still don't. Like there's no way for me to be like, you know, like, or like that would be like justified, you know? Like when I tell you guys, like when she would like wake me up and be like, oh, like you have to like help with this and like flip tortillas. Like instead of like her being a woman and being like, oh, mija, that's how you're supposed to do it. You don't even gotta call me mija. But just showing me like human decency and being like, oh, this is how you're supposed to do it. That bitch loved to degrade me. Loved it. And I just like don't get it. And it's like when I be watching Lifetime movies, I be getting like some like triggers and like flashbacks of stuff. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like I don't get it. And it's like she was the side chick, okay? Like sidebar. She was the side chick. And that bitch thought it was like, oh, she like loved that. she was like, yeah, he loved me, but like he just couldn't let her go because she was crazy and blah 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 blah. And it's like, you're pathetic, bitch. Like, okay, like you're like pathetic how she would like try to like it was good. Like the advice that she was trying to give me was like good. And you're probably thinking like, Lex, like you were a side, you know, a bitch to whatever, to her son, whatever. I was a baby. You cannot compare a child's actions to a grown woman's actions. You just can't. It will never be the same. When my mom and my ex got caught stealing together and my mom got locked up and me and him were walking back home, I remember this bitch trying to be like, oh, don't be mad at him. Like she never gave me good advice. Like never. Like I'm like trying to think, like never. Like this bitch was just nothing but pure evil. Even when this certain individual went against her son, she was on the other side and she tried saying like, oh, to like keep the peace so like that person wouldn't like do something bad to her son. Nah, bitch. Like you were just weird. Like you were just like the way she would like play, it was just like odd. Like it was just evil. Like it was just and like the joy I had when her person that she was with during a time that like I was there in her life, and he was just like, I regret like being with you, because she wanted to sit there and play a game of like, if you would have known how my son was, would you still be with him? And I was like, no. And she was like so offended that I said that, because I was like, bitch, no. What are you talking about? No. And so then I asked her mans the same question, and he was like, no. And I was like, what's your excuse? No tienes hijos con ella. Like, what's your excuse? You don't have any kids with her. And he was like, and I was just like, yeah. And we were just like having a stupid laugh with each other, and you could just see her penguin ass just like so mad, like, how dare you guys laugh in front of me? How dare you guys laugh? I feel like that man became a drunk to cope with like his decision with her, and he had nowhere else to go. And so you know how she would call me like a dog in the streets? I was like, oh, tienes your own perro. Huh, that's so funny. And she'd be like, you think you're so funny, huh, mija? I'd be like, okay. Towards the end, I was so fed up with her. Like the type of like evil individual, like she was just an evil person, y'all. I don't know if she's dead. I just, that's what, when I said was, but she is just like an evil individual. Like I remember like begging my mom like to please come see me, because we like lived in this house. I was like, please mom, please come see me. And that's shame on my mom, because my mom should have been like pulled up every day, so that puta knew that like I had my mom. You know what I mean? She should have just pulled up regardless. She'd be like, Jane, I don't want to go because I don't want to like deal with his mom. My mom, I hate when my mom would get in those modes of like her depression state. And I know it's like it's a real thing being in a depression, having depression. I just really wish my mom would like come through during those moments. I really needed her, and would have shown up for me, you know what I mean? And just like go. I could count like only a handful of times that she actually went. And then his mom had the nerve to say like, I want to feel comfortable in my home, and if you want to go see your mom, you need to go see her. I don't want her in my house, because she was scared of my mom, like intimidated. Like this bitch thought she could talk to me and like think my mom wouldn't check her, and my mom would check her and she'd be like, oh, well, what am I gonna do now? Like she felt really uncomfortable. And it's like, well, yeah, duh. You're lucky she didn't whoop your ass. Like my mom fights like a man. It just like really pissed me off when I really sit there and I think of how she was like really trying to talk to me and tell me about like how uncomfortable my mom made her feel, and she like pays rent and she wants to feel comfortable in this house. And it's like, bitch, yes, me too. I pay half the rent and half the groceries. What are you talking about? You over here invite all these people and a child molester, and you want me to sit there and freaking make enchiladas for everybody and shrimp cocktail, and you want me to sit there and like kumbaya with everybody, and you expect me to feel comfortable when they're over here asking me, oh, like, ¿estás negra? I'm like, are you a negra? Asking me like if I'm a black girl. Negra means black girl in Spanish. Is your mom single? Like asking about my mom and stuff. Like, what are you implying? What are you trying to get at? Or asking if I have a sister. Me and my sister are 15 years apart. What are you getting at? What are you asking? You know what you're asking. You know what you're asking. But all that bitch wanted to do was laugh like it was the funniest thing, me being uncomfortable. I just didn't get it. And it wasn't like she was like sweet about it. Like when I'd be like, no, like why want my mom to still visit? She, I don't even know how todavía quieres hablar con tu mamá. Like I don't know how you still want to talk to your mom when you're out in the street. And where was she? Where was she? So she was trying to stir the pot, and I would be like, oh, this nasty bitch, this nasty conniving fucking whore. And I'd be like, yeah, pero es mi mamá. Está bien, está bien. And she'd get so mad, and I would see her just like get so annoyed, and then she would pin me and the ex against each other about it. She's like, estoy hablando con Alexis, está enojada porque estoy hablando con su mamá. That she was like talking about like me about my mom, and oh, está, she's so mad, blah blah blah, like But anyways, got super off track, y'all. But it's because like it was bugging me over the weekend when I was watching like some Nighttime. I was like it was like bugging the living like so bad. But anyways, throws a drink in my face. I'm like, she's like, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? And I was like, what? She's like, I told you not to hit her. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? So when she threw it on me, she had some of that got on the kids. The kids are screaming. The kids are crying. Mr. Peach comes rushing in the room. He's like, what did you do? And I was like, she spilled the water on me. Me and the kids. He's like, ¿qué? He grabs her by her arm like really, really crazy. She's like, no, I just meant to do it to Alexis. I just meant to do it to Alexis. Like, going like that. But he has like a good grip on her. She's like, you're hurting me. You're hurting me. And he's telling her like, get the out of my house. Like, why are you in my house? And he's like holding her the whole way downstairs. I'm like getting up the kids. I'm like, are you guys okay? You guys okay? It's just water. It's fine. Like, it's okay. I'm trying not to make a big deal out of it so that they don't like get like traumatized in the moment and remember this. That's a core memory. Like, oh my God, my tia's crazy. You know, that kind of thing. And just like freak them out, you know? I like get up. Sam is just there, just like watching. And she's just like, I'm like, change face. And so I'm like, I'm going downstairs, and he's like yelling at her. They're having their argument, and she's like, no, you need to control her. You need to control her. So he's like, you know, not like the same way like defending me, but he's like pretty much telling her that like Sam's not innocent and Sam needs to learn también, and she can't just be doing whatever she wants, that Voldemort can't just be coming and going as she pleases, that this is his house, respect his and his wife's rules. And so she starts laughing, and she's like, oh, okay, now she's your wife. Now she's your wife. But when she doesn't want to be your wife, who's taking care of you? Who's taking care of you? He's like, hi, cállate. And she sounds crazy. And then she's just jealous. And she's like, me? Jealous? And they're like fighting. I'm like right there in the hallway trying to listen. He like pushes her out and like closes the door, locks it. He's trying to walk upstairs, and he's like looking at me, and he's like, and tú también, no manches. Like, I'm just trying to listen to the chismes. And I'm like, no, like, I just want to make sure that he was okay. And he was like, yes, todo está bien. So I call the kids down. Me and the kids are, you know, going to just like go outside and like, you know, like run around for a little bit and like dry off, because I'm like, what the I don't even know what to do. Like, what do you do after you get water splashed on you, huh? Do you like immediately change? Do you go like to the restroom? Like, what do you do? So my first thought was like, let's just go outside and like play for a little bit. So we're outside for a little bit, come in, make breakfast. Sam's there, and she's just, I'm like, Sam, look away, okay? She's like, yeah, I bet you feel real stupid, huh? I bet you feel real stupid. I was like, why? Because you called one of your mommies to fight your battles? Yeah. I'm so scared. Bitch, you need to shut the fuck up. I'm like, shut me up. And she just like looks at me, and she's like, I hate you. I was like, the feeling's mutual, bitch. The feeling's mutual. The door opens, and Mrs. Peach walks in. She walks in. She has some of her bags with her. And Mr. Peach comes down, and he's like, ¿Qué quieres? Like with attitude. She's like, we need to talk. And he's like, about what? She's like, we just need to talk. Me, I'm like, okay, something's cooking. Finished what I have to do with the kids. Hours pass, and they're still upstairs. Mr. Peach comes downstairs. He leaves for a little bit, comes back, takes the bag upstairs, and I'm like, yeah. So I'm gonna leave it there, you guys. I love you guys so freaking much. Besos a todos. As soon as we get to 7K, I will be posting the next part very soon. I always say part 2, but honestly, like, how many parts is this? The Nanny series. That's like, okay. So as soon as we get to 7K, I will be posting the other part to this very soon. I love you guys so much. Besos a todos. I appreciate you guys' support. You guys love. I know I rambled a little bit. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you guys real quick. When you guys were like, oh my God, Alexis, that sounds scared the out of me. It's because I was trying to show you guys how it sounds in my head. And you guys got scared. How do you think I feel? Huh? So I was trying to put in the voice of like my inside thoughts, like, oh my god, blah, blah, blah. But like a lot of you guys freaked the out, and that's hilarious. That, like, I don't know, I was laughing so hard reading the comments, and I was like, oh my god, my bad, y'all, my bad. Like, it was so funny to me. I was laughing so hard. You guys were sending me Snapchats, you guys were sending me Instagrams, and I was just laughing my ass off, especially because you guys were like, I was working out, my headphones were in, and that scared the out of me. I thought I was summoning something, and I was just like, oh my god, because it reminds me when I do my ghost time story times, and you guys were like, Alexis, why do you put sound effects, why do you do this? Because if I'm gonna get scared, then you're going through it with me, okay? Special effects right here. I just thought it was really really funny. It was hilarious. All right, you guys, I love you guys so much. Besos a todos, and I'll see you guys in my next video. That's bye. Chico,